Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com here with the gang. Got David, Racy, Rod, Wayne, Chris, Brad. Everyone's here. Brian, Rod, of course. Might have said that twice. Of course, I'm on the road. That's my lighting stinks. I do the best that I can when I'm on the road. Of course, rearrange the furniture in the hotel room. That's what I do. And, probably not their favorite guest, but hey, what the hell, I'm tipping, right? So, but the thing is got a light college basketball card. We've got NBA All-Star game, which I don't bet. So we're going to see what these guys have to say about it. And really, I don't. Crap. Oh, lighting fixture fell down here. We got what else do we have? Is there hockey games today?
3 games, yep.
All right, we're going to gloss over those pretty quickly. David, how's it going today?
Not bad. Just hanging out in the great state of Michigan. The weather's cold and looking for a decent slate of college basketball today.
So I got the 5 a.m. text from Jay Briggs saying that he needed either Chris or I to host.
Yeah, I was wondering how that went down.
Yeah, 5 a.m.
Out partying.
Whatever, man. Guy works his ass off,
He does.
Like,
he does.
What the hell we get? It's like, what are you gonna say, man? Guy works, 20, 25 hours a day.
Exactly.
Rod, what's happening?
Well, not too much. Great Saturday. Love the college hoops card yesterday, as I said on the show. Everyone was like, I don't like it. It's kind of small card. I was like, I loved the card yesterday. I absolutely love it. We smoked it. Small card today, but definitely found a few spots we can crush it and make some money. So definitely happy. We also got the Daytona 500 today. It's in action today, so we can gloss over them hockey, and we got some Daytona 500. Maybe a little better than the hockey action we got going.
Yeah,
Crazy.
NASCAR's a weird sport, man. It's like nobody really cares that much, and it's like I think what happened is that sport peaked out like about 10 years ago, and they like most sports, like most things, they became their worst enemy, and they priced their fan base. Their diehard loyal fans took them right out and tried to make it like a mainstream sport, which took their other loyal fans out of it. A lot of people like being part of just this is our thing, and it's like I think NASCAR decided that that it was better to become this fireworks show, and didn't really work out for them. A lot of times they bounce back, a lot of times they don't. We see it. Baseball now has always struggled. I think they're just starting to come back onto the stage. I think the NFL's headed down that road, but we will see. Wayne.
What's going on, Mitch? What's going on, Pick Dog family? Fire college basketball card yesterday. I agree. We have a small card today, but a good card today. I think a lot of money can be made today as well. Yesterday, got rolling in college basketball. Won my bets. There was a lot of bets that I left off. Didn't want to have myself overexposed and won all them. So I was kicking myself for just not betting, over betting, but it would have worked out yesterday. Lost my voice a little bit. Little girl had a championship game. But I'm here. They lost by 5, but they played good. One more thing I wanted to mention. I here talk y'all to death, but that 3-point contest was pretty dope, man. It's been a while since I've been excited for a 3-point contest. The dunk contest just isn't what it is no more, and excited for this All-Star game today.
I didn't see it. Who won?
My guy.
The report was
Dame. Yeah, Dame. I don't know why I was getting caught because it was so close. Good back and forth from Cat. Good. A lot of them guys were shooting good.
These are the best in the world at what they do, and at this point, I think it might be the best group of NBA players, like as a unit across the league, that there's ever been from top to bottom. I'm not saying the best players of ever are in this generation, but I'm going to say this is the best quality of players in the NBA from top to bottom. There's still a couple teams that can use some guys. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying, there's a couple of them. But Jovan, how's it going?
It's going, another productive day yesterday. Looking to get into this college basketball card. Nice games, a lot of AAC action. I guess AAC Sundays is a thing, so AAC, Conference USA. I think a couple of smaller, Big Ten.
Yeah, usually get like one or two Big Ten, some Horizon. It's usually a mismatch. Conference USA, like you said. It's nice that you see like a lot of these conferences, they'll play on these off days, so we get a chance to cover a lot of these games that we don't normally get to cover, like on our regular videos or on the live shows or things like that, like the videos that Chris and I do and stuff like that. Like Mondays are MEAC and SWAC Mondays, and it's like we get to cover. If I'm looking at my list, Lafayette, Howard, FAMU, New Orleans, Maryland, Eastern Shore, Texas Southern, Jackson State, Norfolk State. Wayne's getting all excited. Calm down. It's tomorrow, not today. It's like, really?
I definitely like my MEAC games and
SWAC. I didn't. I'm sorry to get you started. It's like, how much time do we have? Ryan, what's up?
Hey, great to be with everybody today. Yesterday, cashed my titanium best bet, but overall 2 and 3 all came down to USC Colorado, and they blew that game. Colorado definitely the more talented team. USC in overtime just couldn't hit the foul shots and couldn't get it done.
Well, you like to stay outside of the box and take the curmudgeon other side of a lot of those games, but this year in college basketball, in a year where we've seen a lot of the chalk come in, you still have managed to find your spots, and that's, I think, always the secret there. It's like, you went 2 and 3 yesterday, yeah, but look at the body of work on the season, 3,000 units. I think most people would take that.
Well, you're on fire. I saw you and Rod, you had a monster day yesterday. So I changed my system up a little bit going into this year, scrapped the other one. So hopefully this system will keep working throughout the rest of the season.
I changed my system as well. I went back to my system from like 2014, and when I was really good. And I think the last few years, I admit it, I've just been overwhelmed with everything else, and trying to cover 150, 200 games when you're that busy is not as easy as it is. So what I do is I just start early. I just start I start on Thursday for the Saturday games, and it's helped me. You've seen on these bigger cards, I've been able to. I have a lot of plays, more than I want to have, but I don't want to leave anything on the table, which I end up doing anyway, which is crazy. Like Washington State, it's like, oh man, it's like, at what point do I jump off, And I think that I jumped off a little too early, but I don't want to be the last one standing on the last person on the train either, Brad, how's it going? MMA, mixed college basketball, everything, but you're on the big board though. I saw this morning when I was doing my 7 free picks. How's it going?
I'm doing well, man. I haven't been on the morning show in a while, so I'm happy to be here. Going to start coming on more consistent, and yeah, I had a 5-0 day yesterday. I woke up, I was like, I'm going to be number 1, number 2 on the leaderboard, and there's 3 guys ahead of me. So shows the talent we have here, and yeah, I'm ready for today's slate. Ready to keep the momentum going.
The leaderboard is a tough place on these big cards, and we have a lot, like you said, we just have a lot of big cappers now. But I think, to me, it's like where I see your name is more on the, on the yearly leaders, the monthly leaders. That's, we call that Jovan's house, It's like you're in Jovan's house, man. See, Joe, you get into like the September, Novembers, Octobers, and that's Jovan is always like right there. So it's like, if you can be there then, you definitely have earned it. But we got the NBA All-Star game leading things off today. I generally don't bet these games because I can't even get a handle on it. If I'm going to bet on it, I'm going to bet the MVP. Who's going to be the MVP? To me, that's the only bet I can ever make it. I've been right, I think, 2 out of about 50 times, so which puts me down about, 30,000 units or something. David, you got any insight into today's game, either props or all MVP or winner? Or the over used to be straight money, but now they put them up in the sky. I'll be honest, I haven't even looked at the number, but I'm going to guess it's 300 and something.
It is
364.5.
Yeah, exactly.
That's up there.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I normally stay away.
We're headed towards 400.
Yeah. No, I normally stay away from the NBA All-Star game, but if I was to take one, I would take just the points with the East. I mean, in my opinion, it's a game either team could win, so taking the points would never hurt, but I generally just stay away.
We got, let's see, where am I? Rod, how about you? Rod always likes a couple props in here.
For me, I like Halliburton to win MVP. I think he comes out and the hometown guy wins one. So I'm going to take Halliburton to win MVP, and I like the East plus the points. And then that I think that the totals finally went a little bit too high. I like the under. I think we just squeezed onto the under. Since we go back to the 4-quarter rule, I sneak just onto the under. The under, the East, and Halliburton, MVP.
Chris?
Yeah, give me the West. I'm not forgiving Doc Rivers at an All-Star game. Yeah, no, and I think just the West is the more talented team. I think they got the better roster. So give me the Western Conference laying the 2.5.
Jovan?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see that the total went down. Until further notice, I'll still take the under. Until they show me that they're gonna, consistently play some defense in these All-Star games, which you haven't seen in a long while. I'm just gonna take the over. And I'll put a fly in on the East.
Brian?
Yeah, I've been cherry picking the regular NBA, so I'm definitely going to pass as far as this NBA All-Star game goes. But I agree with some of the other guys. I would go with the under because we've seen it come down about 2 points from where it opened up at, and people love to bet the over in the All-Star game. So I would go with the under in this one.
Yeah, for me, one player prop I thought was interesting. Anthony Edwards' point total was at 17.5. He came out and said he's only going to shoot left-handed and dropped to 12.5. Who knows if he actually sticks with that? So I'm kind of liking Anthony Edwards over 12.5 points. I'm definitely not going to bet this game though, but so it's an interesting angle there.
Yeah, for me, it's like I said, I just don't even know where to go in this thing. It's like try and find where the value is and for me it's generally to try and figure out who's going to be the MVP. To me, there's only one way to go here in this game and for MVP, and that's the guy who we're used to being the best player in the league, one of the best players in the league, and who not starting in the game, and that's Steph. It's like, there's only the best way to motivate the best players is to tell them they're not good enough. And I've seen this guy do it a million times. I could see him like draining threes from the logo and half court and all that other stuff, and the crowd going nuts, right? I mean, that's what he does. So I think a flyer on Steph, not him, then Shea. Sometimes you see those guys that maybe are off other people's radars, and they come up like Bradley Beal, guys like that. Usually be good guys. Chris is giving me the stink eye. What's going on? I got something on my face.
No. I don't even know what I'm doing the stink eye anymore.
It's like he's judging me, man. He's always looking at me like he's judging me. It's like not judging you. I'm just putting you on a rating scale. All right. Got college hoops coming up. We'll break it up a little bit, the card.
You skip me, Mitch.
Yeah, it was intentional. What do you like, Wayne? Wayne's going to be like, all the Magic players. Oh.
Now, I do like Paulo the ball out, but I agree. The West has the better lineup, but they also have the older players. Typically, we see the passing of the torch in these games, where the younger players try to go at some of these older guys. And these older guys just don't take it as serious. They've been there before. They're happy to been there. They've been there. Yeah, they ball, but they just don't ball like they do when they were younger all-stars. So just with the East being the younger team, I'm going with the youth here and taking the points with the East.
All right. Well, we've got 21 games on the college basketball card, or 22 games. So I'll just break it into 3 sections. We'll just go through them and everyone just, pick out what they like. The thing is that, it's a small card, but it's not really that bad. It's like they ended a little earlier on when it's up against like the All-Star game or something like that. But there's still some quality on this card. And I think there's a couple landmines there. I think, Brian's going to hopefully he'll point him out, or I'm going to point him out. But I think there's some landmines on this card for sure, at least what I saw. got the first 7 is going to be USF versus FAU. Got Charlotte against Wichita State, Rhode Island versus LaSalle or Loyola Chicago, Ohio State Purdue, Iona versus St. Peter's, Fairfield versus Mount St. Mary's, and we've got Quinnipiac versus Niagara. Wayne, we'll go to you first this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the home team in Charlotte here, man. How could you look Wichita State's way with how they've been playing on the road and how they've been playing recently? Two teams sort of built alike, defense first, but Charlotte plays a way better defense, especially at home, and they're more reliable on offense. Not the numbers may not show it, but when this team plays at home, they don't turn the ball over. Slightly better shooting team and slightly better from the line. I'm gonna lay the 6.5 with Charlotte here.
They were like flying under the radar, just winning and covering like no one's business. They were, that conference is just a lot tougher than people give it credit for. Brad, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to take my chances with Loyola Chicago. I'll lay in the 4.5. I mean, this team's just been so hot as of late, especially against the spread. 7-3 ATS in their last 10. And even though this is a road game, they've been a good road team as well this season. They come in this one 5-3 straight up on the road. So I think they could keep their cover streak going. As well, I'll take my chances with St. Peter's plus 6.5. This is a team I like to bet on. Very scrappy. They play good defense. Have been able to cover all season. So I think their defense keeps them in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, for me, one of the games that stood out almost was a premium play was FAU minus the points at USF. USF has won 10 games in a row. They have similar records, but USF getting the points here. FAU's played the harder schedule. I just think if this team's going to get a nice seed in the Big Dance, they need to have a big convincing road win here. So I'll take FAU. And then secondarily, I'll go with Ohio State plus the points. Just a little tiny sprinkle with Ohio State because they've been so bad this year. I think with a coaching change, getting points at home against Purdue, I think they'll get up for the game.
Javon?
Yeah, I'm on Loyola Chicago. It's just a situation where they're hot right now. 5 straight wins, 5 straight covers. And Rhode Island dropped a big lead. They lost a big lead in that second half against UMass. They should have actually won that game. And I think it carries over to this game. So I think it's a letdown spot based off, losing a game they actually should have won. So give me Loyola, Chicago.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Charlotte as well. I can't get there with Wichita State. 1-7 on the road, 2-4-2 against the number. This is the best I've seen Charlotte look in some time. Yeah, give me the 49ers laying the points here.
Rod?
And for me, I like USF plus the points with versus FAU. I think they've been playing the hotter ball right now. Winners of 10 straight. I know FAU's straight up 9-1 in their last 10 as well, but they're not covering these big spreads and then having to cover this bigger spread on the road. I think USF is going to come and battle. Of course, they're going to put out their best foot on the floor and want to outright Florida Atlantic in this one. I think they keep it close, closer than the 5. I think this comes down to who's got the ball last, and I'll take those 5.5 points in my pocket. The way USF has been playing, so
it's just weird they never play each other. It's like just one.
No, not a lot, right? It's so weird that they don't play
each other.
No.
Well, the thing is, FAU just moved. They've all the shifting around of the teams in the conferences, so it's like, but it's like you would.
Now we should get some more of them playing.
Yeah, well, now they're
coming up,
so they won't be playing. Yeah. at least every year, at least until one of them moves. David.
Yeah, not to just sound like a parrot, but I'm on South Florida as well. When you look at these two home road splits, South Florida at home is 10-3-1 against the spread. FAU on the road only 2-5 against the spread. They've struggled on the road, at least to cover all season. And the South Florida team, they don't shoot the ball especially well, only 43.7% from the field, but they play solid defense, and they've actually held 7 of their last 8 opponents to fewer than 70 points. So I actually think South Florida wins this game outright, but I'll gladly take the points with them.
Yeah, I'll go with, I guess, the games that no one touched. I agree and disagree with a lot of your other picks, but I think that for me, I'm going to go with Mount St. Mary's here. I think they're just going to beat the shit out of them on the boards. I just don't even see how it's even close in that respect. So I think we're at that time of year where it's like rebounding and hitting free throws and all those things is really where the games are decided. And a lot of the handicapping that, Brian and I both talked about how we've changed our styles. And I've just put a lot more emphasis on that at this time of year, is doing the little things right, the fundamentals. Fairfield's just, they play like a bunch of little bitches when it comes to rebounding. And to me, it's like, you're never going to endear yourself to me, playing like that. And I think, when you get into that game, late February, the finality of the season and the finality of their college basketball playing careers for a lot of these players who aren't going on to the next level, Mount St. Mary's and Fairfield, not exactly lighting up NBA rosters right now. So, the finality, these guys leave it all out on the court. And when you come down to effort, things like defense and rebounding, that's where these games are decided and why they're tight. So I'm going to go Mount St. Mary's in this one. We'll go to the next 7. It is Siena versus Canisius, Drake. I don't like Drake versus Murray State, UIC versus Belmont, Northern Iowa versus Bradley, Temple versus UTSA, and Eastern Carolina versus Tulane. Wow, that's a sexy time slot. David, lead us off.
Yeah, I'm
7 games there. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3.
No, I think we got one more.
5, 6. Yeah, we got one more. So it's Chattanooga and Furman. So you got another gem in there. That's Wayne's calling dibs.
I'm actually gonna look at that Chattanooga and Furman game. 2 solid teams in the Southern Conference. Chattanooga is battling towards the top, but Furman's been a solid home team when you look at straight up. 10-2 at home, Chattanooga 8-5 on the road. When you look at against the spread numbers, they're about 500 on the road for Chattanooga, as well as at home for Furman. But with this number being so small, I'm going to roll with Furman here. They've done a good job on their home floor. They beat Samford at home just a few games ago, I guess about a month ago, and they're leading the conference right now. So I think Furman plus the points at home in that one.
Rod?
And for me, this time slot here, I like. I'm gonna go with Siena. I bashed Siena all year, but Canisius on the road, they haven't been good. 1-11 on the road, 3-8 against the number. I know Siena hasn't been great either, but getting 3.5 as the home team here, I think Siena gives them a battle here and keeps it close if they don't outright Canisius on the road. And I'm going to go the other way. I like Chattanooga on the road. Chattanooga's been rolling. Winners of 6 straight on the road. They're 7-3 against the number in their last 10, 8-2 straight up. I think this is going to be a battle, and I think Chattanooga comes into Furman and gets themselves a win. I like Chattanooga outright in that one, actually.
Chris?
Yeah, I got 2 picks that basically epitomize this time slot. I'm going to go with the under in Canisius Siena.
Sexy pick.
Yep. Canisius 66.1 points per game on the road this season. Siena just under 61 points per game at home. I think that game's first to 65 if we even make it to that point. Don't know how it gets up to the high 130s here. So give me the under there. And give me UTSA plus the 5.5. I don't think Temple should be laying 5.5 against anybody. So give me UTSA plus the points in that one.
Got Jovan.
I'll lean Murray State. It's a situation where Drake has smacked them up the last several meetings, but Murray State seems to be in these, competitive games, like to keep it around, this point spread if they're losing, So I'm gonna side with the team that's 6-4 against the spread on the road in Murray State, and then I'm gonna roll with Bradley on the money line. They're just a better team, another team that dominates, this opponent. And I expect a close game, so I'm gonna eliminate the point spread altogether and just lay that little bit extra juice with the money line.
Brian?
Hopefully I don't screw up the time slot. I'm famous for that, but I'll agree with Chris Ruffolo. I'll take UTSA plus the points. I've seen a lot of Temple basketball lately, and when it comes down to crunch time, Temple just seems to choke. That's a lot of points for them to lay against anybody, even a team that's 1-9. And then hopefully this is in the time area. I'm going to take the Manhattan Jaspers plus the points. They get a rare shot to win at home. Ryder coming off that win against Mount St. Mary's. That's a rare win. But on the road, their record's hideous. I think the Jaspers knock them off.
I think Temple's lost 10 in a row, right? Too.
Temple's lost 10 in a row, and UTSA is 1-9. I think their last
10. Set the DVR. Brad?
Yeah, I'll agree with Rod in this one. I'll take Siena plus the points. Never thought I would say that, but yeah, this is going to be an ugly game. But these teams actually played in at Canisius earlier this season. Canisius won that game by only 4 points. I think they were a 9-point favorite in that game. So now we got this game at Siena where Canisius can't play with the crap on the road, 1-11 straight up. So I think that this is a game either team to win. So I'm going to take my chances getting the points in my back pocket.
And Wayne.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm on the other side of that. Canisius, Siena. I like Canisius. I think they're favorite here for a reason. As Brad pointed out yesterday, only won by 4 points as 9-point favorites, but that was a lot more points. And only reason Siena has this low amount of number is because they're at home. It's not like it's because they're good. And when you're giving teams a little amount of points just because they're at home, I'm going to take the better team every time. Canisius has also won 6 of the last 4 against them and covered 7-3 against Siena. They just have their number, better 3-point shooting team and rebounding team. So I'll lay that short number with Canisius here.
Well, Jay's not here, so I'm going to do what we do, and that's trash one of his teams. I'm going to take East Carolina in this one over Tulane. They're garbage, man. Tulane's just terrible. I mean, I don't even understand how they even get the little respect that they do get. But I think at this point of the season, everyone has finally caught on that this team is just the worst 13-11 team in college basketball. East Carolina 13-12 on the season, 11-12-1 against the number. But they're just a way better team. Once again, it's because Tulane's gutless on the boards, and at this time of the season, not going to do it. I don't love the way that East Carolina shoots the free throws. I do kind of like the way Tulane shoots the free throws, but I don't care. I'm going to throw it all out the window. I'm going to take East Carolina in this spot. Next up, Manhattan versus Ryder for Brian. UAB North Texas, Illinois State versus Evansville, Indiana at Northwestern, SMU Memphis, St. John's Seton Hall, Minnesota Rutgers, and UCLA Utah. This is kind of the highlight of the day spot, right? They pushed these games to later, the bigger conferences. I got a couple here, that I'm going to go after. So I was the early adopter on the UCLA bandwagon. I was like one of the first people on, man. I rode this entire winning streak. I got it on the first game, and I've been riding it ever since. You go look at my premium picks. I've had them every single game. I'm off. Taking UCLA, man. This looks like the super publicest play of all time. This is like a Bittler special. Brian really hate UCLA today.
Who are you taking?
Utah.
I didn't hear. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm going to guess you really hate UCLA today also.
I have to agree with you, but the problem is last night when I was doing my video on Pick Dogs, I took UCLA and laid the points, but this morning looking at it, I think I made a big mistake. I think Utah is the way to go here.
It just seems like there's just I've been on like yesterday, I didn't give out Washington State as a premium, and I've been on them, all the way also. And I didn't give them out as a premium, and I kicked myself. And maybe I'm getting off the train a little too early here on UCLA because Utah's not a great road team. But, man, it just seems like, at some
think you're right
point,
about that.
The books aren't just going to let us ride UCLA into the sunset at Pauley Pavilion, man. That just ain't going to happen, It's just not how they operate. So it's like I could see UCLA winning and not covering. I could see like a 1-point game like the Colorado game last time out where it's like, it was this back and forth bullshit. And, it was like they did everything they could do to try and lose, and Colorado just didn't want it because, well.
That's what USC did last night, although Colorado actually took it.
Colorado is the best player in the nation, man. They have the best player. Williams is the best player. I think he should be the number 1 overall pick. But anyways, that's a different discussion. But I'm gonna take Utah. Not something that I normally do, but I got a yucky feeling about this one. Got a yucky feeling. David?
Yeah, I'm looking at Seton Hall and St. John's. Two teams who I guess Seton Hall conference record-wise is 9-5. They've been a little inconsistent recently. St. John's 6-8. They've really struggled. Seton Hall is getting 6.5 here on the road. I know they're on the road, and I know the road hasn't treated them great, at least in their last game against Villanova. But I'm going to take the points here with Seton Hall. St. John's has just really struggled in the last month or so. Lost to Providence, lost to Marquette, UConn, Xavier, all good teams, but they just can't get it done. The one win they do have in their last 5 is against DePaul, who anyone can beat. So give me the points. Give me the 6.5 with Seton Hall. And then I do have a total in that Rutgers-Minnesota game. Rutgers just struggles to score. They're not even shooting 40% from their field. They're 39.1. They do play great defense, which is keeping them in games. And I know Minnesota can get into some shootouts, but I like the under in that game. I think Rutgers does what they do best, and they slow it down and don't hit their open shots. And I like the under 134.5 there.
And for me in this time slot, I like Rutgers plus the points. I even look. Sure, Minnesota's been the best cover team so far this season, but Rutgers and their defense, they're on a 4-game winning streak and rolling right along. It's not like they played the dumpster fire teams either. So for me, I think they come into Minnesota and keep this close. You give me that boatload of points that you're giving us now. The line's definitely shot up, and I like where it is. Grab those 4 with the Rutgers. I think they easily keep it close and got a shot outright in this one. And I agree. Utah's been awful on the road, 0-10. But I don't want to. I agree. I think it's time to get off UCLA and go the other way. Another one I want to get off of is I like SMU here. SMU at home. Memphis is starting to do a nosedive. They just got whooped by North Texas by 10. I think they come into SMU and get whooped again. Give me SMU by 10.
Yeah, I'm going to take Indiana here. Northwestern's got one of the worst defenses in the Big Ten. Indiana 10-3 at home. And this line is short enough that you can probably even just play the money line if you want to eliminate that 1.5. But home court in the Big Ten continues to be a big deal. And I think Indiana carries that forward here. So I'll take the Hoosiers there. And I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take Memphis plus the points. Memphis this season, I know that they just got their butts kicked by North Texas, but all they've done this season is play close games when they were favored, when they've been slight underdogs. They've just played games close. And that includes the first meeting against SMU that was a 3-point game. So I'm going to take Memphis in the 4.5 in that one.
Wow, I'm getting ripped in the comments on my Williams best player in college hoops. He is far and away the best player in college hoops, man. It's like it's not even close. There's nobody else out there that is as good as that. The freshman on Duke yesterday, that was pretty amazing. But I gotta say, this Williams does it every single time. His brother is good, and on the Thunder. It's like I don't know what you're watching. He plays with the face mask, It's like not good. Jovan?
Yeah, I was gonna give out one play, but I think I'm gonna put that on as a late premium. I just saw some things that I like about it all of a sudden. But anyway, I'm gonna roll with Rutgers. Just like Ross said, the line shot up, and I don't think Minnesota will be able to cover that. Even though we already know what kind of a covering team Minnesota has been this year. I just think that these are two teams that are on the wrong side of the bubble. They're both going to really, dig in and try to win this game. And I think it's a one-possession game no matter what. So I want Rutgers in that one. I want the points, so I'm going to take them. And then Utah, you can wait for Utah. You'll get a better line as the day progresses, and then you can hammer them. 2.5, I don't want to take it at 2.5, but at 3, I think I'll take the points at 3. You could probably get maybe even better than that. Just let it stew. So yeah, Utah.
Brian.
Yeah, I agree with what Jovan said. This is a strong free pick area. Like I said, I wish I would have taken Utah. Made a big mistake there. Rutgers, Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins it by 3. Rutgers covers. I mean, Minnesota's like Drake was a few years ago, just covering every spread. It just seems too easy to take Minnesota. Another one, St. John's. They've been burning me all year, but I think I'm going to fall for it again. Seton Hall plus this many points with this record just seems like they're goating you into taking the Pirates. I think St. John's steps up here.
Brad.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Evansville plus 4.5. They've been a really good cover team this season, 9-4 ATS on the road, and a more impressive 15-5 ATS as an underdog. The odds makers just continue to disrespect this team, so I'm gonna take the points there. And Brian, they reeled me in. I'm taking Seton Hall on the money line here. St. John's, they're on fade watch right now. I don't think this team is good. 3-7 in their last 10, lost 4 of their last 5, and I like what I saw from Seton Hall in their last game against Xavier, where they won by 18. So I think these teams are heading in different directions. I think Seton Hall is actually going to be a problem in college basketball. So I actually think there's value taking Seton Hall on the money line here.
All right. Well, we've got NHL and NASCAR. I guess we can kind of go around the horn if anyone has anything to say about it. It's kind of a short show, but that's, it's a short card. That's what happens with the NBA. We go through every game one by one, so it makes the show a little longer. In the NFL, the same thing. So, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with it. I'm sure everyone's got stuff they have to do. David, anything in the NHL or NASCAR or any other sport, horse racing, cricket?
I will say, I'm not a huge NASCAR fan nowadays, but growing up, I was a massive NASCAR fan. I went to the race twice a year at Michigan International Speedway. I loved it. Just something I grew away from. It was something my dad and I did, and we just don't do it anymore. But don't really pay attention to that. In hockey, I'm going to look at this first game between the Rangers and the Islanders in the outdoor game at MetLife Stadium. Rangers come into this one. They've won 6 in a row. 4 of those games have been by at least 2 goals. Islanders are really struggling. They've lost 9 of 12. I know a lot of money is on the Rangers, but I'm gonna take it anyways. Rangers are about -140, -145. I just think they're the much better team in this matchup. 2 teams trending in opposite directions, and I'm gonna take the Rangers there. And then I don't have any plays off the top of my head in college baseball, but college baseball did just start this past Friday, and I think you and Costi were talking about that before the show, but there's some good games and some good value you can find there with just a little bit of research. So anyone out there that feels like researching some stuff this morning, college baseball is something to look into.
Chris, take over. I'm back in a second.
Okay, kind of caught me off guard here. Rod, any hockey or anything else?
For me, in the outdoor game, we've seen a whole pile of goals in the first Stadium Series game yesterday. But in the Philly and Jersey, I think it reverts back to what we normally see. I like a low-scoring one here in this one between the Rangers and the Islanders. It's at 5.5. I think it's at 5.5 for a reason. I think first to 2 wins this one. Maybe first to 3 we pop an empty netter. But I like the under 5.5 in that one. And NASCAR's been moved to tomorrow because of rain, so we don't have to worry about NASCAR today. But tomorrow, I like Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, and Truex Jr. NASCAR's kind of like horse racing. You get like 10-1 on a guy, pick a few guys, put a couple bucks on it, enjoy the race.
I think the order got messed up when Mitch left. Brad, you got any hockey or anything like that for the rest of the card?
Yeah, I agree with Rod. I'll take the under 5.5 here in that Rangers Isles game. I can't trust this Islanders offense to produce against the Rangers defense. And yeah, it's that weird outdoor setting. I think the under's a good play there. That's it, though.
Giovanni, anything else you want to dabble into on the card?
I'm gonna throw out some Daytona, even though it's for tomorrow. I'm just looking some of the names: Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, and my man Kyle Busch. Just based on starting order and what I know about some of these drivers.
Brian, you got anything else?
Yeah, for me, I got to take the New York Islanders here. The Rangers are a team that the Islanders always get up for. I think they've won 7 out of the last 10 versus the Rangers. It just seems like this price is a little bit low to take a team that's this hot. So I'm going to go with Ron Romanelli's Islanders here on the money line.
Wayne, anything else for the rest of the card?
No, sir. No Daytona 500, even though I grew up in that area. I know it's going to be litty out there, but no hockey for me today.
Well, I'm going to take a page out of Mitch's book. We're going to bash one of Jay's teams since he's not here. I'm going to take the Avalanche here on the puck line. Until the Coyotes show me some signs of life, this desert dog's dead on the side of the road. So give me the Avs here. They all their recent losses have come on the road where they're less effective. They're 20-5 at home this season. So give me Colorado puck line.
McCullough Jr. is the best player in college basketball. I don't think so. I seriously doubt that. All right, we'll do the around the horn. David, parlay, and what are you selling?
Yeah, for the parlay today, I will parlay that under in Rutgers, Minnesota, Seton Hall plus the spread, and South Florida on the money line. And then I got 4 plays over at Pick Dogs. I got one in the afternoon, 3 at night. The 3 at night's 1 college hoops, 2 hockey, paired up in a 3-pack, also individually. So head on over there, and good luck today.
All right, afternoon foreplay from David Racy. Got Rod.
And for me and my parlay, we're going to go USF plus the points, Rutgers plus the points, the Los Angeles Kings on the money line. And then for me over Pick Dogs, I've got a 3-pack in college hoops. Went 11-2 in college hoops, 15-4 run there. You can scoop that package up. Or I got my top play in the NHL, my NHL sniper play. You can scoop that over at Pick Dogs Premium. Continuing to look for 3 straight winning days.
All right. Got who was next? It was Chris was next.
Yeah, for me today, I got my parlay. We'll go with Charlotte, Indiana, and the under in Canisius, Siena. And I got a bunch of plays over Pick Dogs. Got my college hoops play of the day for $19. Also got a 3-pack for college hoops. But if you jump on a long-term pass, you're going to get a few bonus college hoops plays and my 2 NHL plays that I have on the board today as well for a bounce back.
All right, Jovan.
Yeah, parlay first. Rutgers with the points and Bradley money line. And I actually like this card. Right now I got 8 plays. I'll have a 9th one going on the site. But I have a 5-pack going, and I'll have another 3-pack going in the last half of the college basketball tournaments. 3 straight winning days, looking to make it a 4th. Keep this train rolling. It's all here. Sports Chat Place to Pick Dogs.
Brian.
Yeah, for me, I would go with Rutgers and Utah parlayed together. As far as what I'm selling, my best bet of the day is always my titanium play. 27, 12, and 1, 69% last 40, 56, 25, and 1, 69% last 82. You can get my titanium college basketball play over at pickdogs.com, or you can get that in my all-day college basketball 3-pack for $50 at pickdogs.com.
Got Wayne.
Yep, I have 3 college basketball plays that I'm on for today. I have my best bet and I have 2 others. So I have a 3-pack with all 3 of those. So if you're going to get my 3-pack, my best bet does come in there. If you don't want to get the 3-pack, just want the best bet that I'm on for today. I have that individual out. And for my parlay, we're going to go with Charlotte, Canisius, and give me Furman, money line.
And Brad.
Yeah, parlay. I'll go Loyola Chicago in the 4.5, Seton Hall on the money line, and the Rangers on the money line. I got a 3-pack up on the site. My 2 favorite college basketball plays, as well as my favorite NHL play, are in that package. Like I said earlier in the show, coming off a 5-0 day. Let's keep the momentum going.
All right, that just leaves me. I guess I have 1 pick for sale. I have other picks out there. I might package them together and might not. I've been decent in college hoops the last couple of weeks. And these usually on the bigger cards, so not that big of a card, but if I can squeeze out a winning day, I'll take it. I like Indiana, and I'm going to parlay them up with Chattanooga. So that'll be mine. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate all the cappers, of course, that showed up for today's show. Jay, not Jay. No, just kidding. Jay always shows up, so I think that we can give him the All-Star game off, and Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you, and of course, all of you that for supporting Pick Dogs. Of course, most of the way, if you're newer around here, the way that it generally works is on the videos, on the free picks, we try and give it a wide-based opinion on as many games as we possibly can. And then our premium picks are the best bets. Those are the ones we're betting today, the ones we'd like the best of the best. So that's the way that it generally works. That's our format, is to cover as much as possible. And then our premium is the ones that we like the best. So make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back tomorrow with Chris and Jay, and I'm going to try to act more professional tomorrow. Make it a winning day.